Now in this revision of graphing quadratics, we're still going to look for the same thing of turning points, y-intercepts and x-intercepts to be able to do a sketch. But this time we're going to use the turning point form of the quadratic. So that's when you'll see a quadratic in the form of y equals a x minus b squared plus c, or you might have seen it as y equals a x minus h squared plus k. So same again, we want to know whether it's going to be a positive quadratic or a negative quadratic. So remember, when this is going to be expanded out, we're going to have highest power of x squared is going to be multiplied by a. So in this case, a is negative. So we're going to have a negative quadratic with a maximum point. Now, the turning point form means that a turning point is going to be the easiest thing to find. So our turning point is found by the coordinates b, c in our formula. So b is 3. Okay, remember it's x minus b, so 3 is b. And c is 8. So our turning point occurs at the coordinates 3, 8. Now, to do exactly as we did before for our y-intercept, remember it occurs when x equals 0. So if we substitute 0 in, we've got y equals negative a half times 0 minus 3 squared plus 8, and that's going to be negative 4.5, so turning a y coordinate is going to be at 3.5 for our y-intercept. So we've got 0, 3.5 as our y-intercept. Now for our x-intercepts, they just occur when y equals 0. So if we substitute 0 in for y, we've got 0 equals negative a half, 4 minus 3 squared, x minus 3 squared, plus 8. So we've got negative 8 equals negative a half, x minus 3 squared. So 16 equals x minus 3 squared. Now remember, we're going to have two solutions because I can have plus or minus the square root of 16 can equal x minus 3. So 4 can equal x minus 3, so x can equal 7. Or negative 4 equals x minus 3, so x can equal negative 1. So there are our two x-intercepts. So I'm going to graph that again. Okay, let's move it up a little bit. X and y, so I'm plotting out points. So I'll just pause that. Sorry about that. So let's mark in our y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0, 3.5. Our two x-intercepts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and negative 1. And then our turning point occurs at 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, and then up to 8. So our turning point's up there somewhere. So we've got our quadratic, and that's going to be 3, 8. So once again, here's one that's prepared earlier. Oops, somewhere. There we go. So we've got negative 1 and 0, and 7, 0 as our two x-intercepts. 0, 3.5 is our y-intercept, and 3, 8 as our turning point. So that's basically it. Pretty easy to quickly do a sketch of a quadratic in turning point form.